last week in South Park, members only. Mr. Garrison won, and now he's got the Donald Trump wig.
Mm-hmm. And he's got the Donald Trump mannerisms,
right,
and they're so hilarious.
He's like,
he does the hand thing.
Yeah. And he's just walking around making everyone suck his dick. My penis is really dry.
You know what happens when you're the most powerful man in the country? Your penis gets real dry.
Now, what are we going to do about that? Steve Bannon on the show.
Yeah.
The first scene.
A little bit.
His transition. Mm-hmm. And they show him in Mr. Garrison in like the Darth Vader pod. And then like the wig like goes down and you're like, oh,
wasn't that last week?
No, it was this week.
No, because this week started with him showing up at PC Principal's office.
Mm-mm.
Totally. The Darth Vader thing was last week's episode.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go on.
So he shows up at PC Principal's office. Like, that's the first scene in the episode. And he says, you fired me. Do you remember when you fired me?
Uh-huh.
And then he does the
whole
dry dick
suck my dick thing.
Yeah, and then later he goes to the supermarket. There wasn't any of the Darth Vader shtick in this one.
I think you're wrong, dude, because it started with Steve Bannon and Caitlyn Jenner, and they're like talking about his transition, and they're at Tom's rhinoplasty, and they go to the back room, and the wig comes down on him, and then he starts making the face and talking about his fuck you face or whatever.
Yeah, that was last week.
No, dude, it was this week. I'm telling you.
No.
I'm
like, I started to watch it before I came over here, so
okay,
I remember how it started.
Fine, I'm wrong. It's okay. We can move on.
We got a little bit of the Memberberry boss.
Yeah,
in the members only.
They're in
club.
and they also end up in the White House too. And Toto.
Yep.
Africa
it's gonna take a lot to get me away from you.
Right. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. But anyway,
I miss the rains
down in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take some time to do the things I never had.
Do you remember that song?
Oh my god.
Do you remember that song?
So anyway, last week in South Park, members only. Tell me about it.
I mean, we get a little bit of because at the end of the previous week's episode, Cartman and his girlfriend went to SpaceX. Yeah.
Right.
Cartman and Heidi went to SpaceX, and we just saw them walking up to it. We didn't see anything. So they actually went in.
And they're trying to go to Mars.
To Mars. Just go straight to Mars. We don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Like, we're going to Mars. And so they set up for a tour, and Elon Musk comes out. And it's actually voiced by Elon Musk. Yeah. That is actually him doing the voice.
I figured it was.
And they're trying to go to Mars, and Butters is there.
Yeah.
And he's seen the error of his ways. Mm-hmm. And I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see the Gentleman's Club again. You know, Bill and Bill.
Yeah.
And together we're Bill and Bill.
Bill and Bill's Gentleman's Club.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sick. But anyway, so go on. You saw it.
So they go to SpaceX, they go on the tour, Cher is there. I did love that they used the same clip of Cher singing that they had used in that episode like 15 years ago.
Right. Well,
I thought that was pretty hilarious.
You're gonna have Cher sing, you know, you're just gonna do it.
That was ridiculous. But yeah, they go on their thing. Cartman is told that going to Mars is years away, probably at least 10 years.
And he's
maybe
like, but wait, I've got this girl with me.
She's really smart and really funny.
He's like, wait a second. How funny?
How funny.
And so, I mean, what does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, but Kyle is starting to put two and two together.
He did.
His daddy.
He full on got it. Because Gerald and the rest of the trolls are still locked up in Troll Trace. And the guy throws Gerald a phone. Go ahead. Call whoever you want. You're gonna have to tell them why you're here.
And so he calls Kyle.
So he calls Ike.
That's right.
Yeah, he FaceTimes Ike. And he says, Ike, I need you to log in as Skank Hunt and start trolling people.
Yeah.
And the
so
rest of the trolls are like, you're having your kid troll people?
Like,
no one cares if a kid trolls people.
Right.
Yeah,
and
Gerald
like,
is an awful person.
Mouth, and like walking him through how to Photoshop dicks into people's mouths. I love it.
And then Kyle and Ike's mom comes in, sees that he is trolling.
Right.
And And
He's like, let me
Ike's
talk to
like,
that little piece of shit. You know? And
Okay,
he's like,
Ike, I need
speak
you to
calm.
pretend that I'm yelling at you.
Right. Poor Ike. Ike
Yeah.
always just gets a shit sandwich
He really does.
handed to him. Remember when he had an affair with his teacher?
Yeah.
That was sad.
She was
Ooh,
nice. Nice.
Nice. Anyway, is there anything else that we can say on this? It ended on Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, it did. But once Sheila was punishing Ike, he was sitting in the corner, and she says something that triggers Kyle's realization.
Right.
She says, what is everyone going to say when they find out someone in our family has been doing this trolling? And she leaves the room, and Kyle starts to confront Ike, and then he stops and he thinks about it, and he thinks about what she said, and he puts everything together. He members hardcore, and he takes Ike and he runs out of the house. So that's the last we've seen. Kyle knows that his father is Skank Hunt 42.
What's that going to do to him and his father's relationship
He
after this?
probably is not going to have any relationship with Gerald anymore, because he walked in on Sheila pissing all over him. Like,
Right.
That's traumatizing on a whole different level. But then, because he was really looking like it was him that led the charge to get Cartman and break all of his stuff. Like, he dedicated himself to finding out who the troll was and failed miserably.
But now he knows for sure.
And now he knows for sure
that it's his own father.
Yep.
How dare you, Mr. Broflovsky?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's this week.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Do you think we're going to be able to look forward to 4 years of Mr. Garrison being Donald Trump?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm not as invested in the show this season as I was before the election.
Mm.
Now that it's over, I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm kind of ready for this season to be over.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't know if you feel the same way.
I mean, kinda. We didn't really talk much about the member berries. There's a mob boss. They're
funny,
doing
they're cute,
stuff.
Yeah, they're in the White House.
The mob boss one kills one of the 5 that's been actually doing all the stuff.
It's like, we said you would be the leader. Oh yeah, I remember.
And I'm
he's
the
like,
leader.
No,
No,
dead son.
I remember.
So
That's about it. That's all that happened with them. So
let's hope that this season ends on a high note, because I think that the episodes leading up to the election were such like a big like ramp up, and now that it's
on the downslide.
Yeah, it's on the downslide. So we'll see.